Monday. That's Monday after the Super Bowl. And all of my Mondays are beautiful now. It's 3 o'clock, so I'm glad for everybody that's joining in, that's on the chat line, and that is watching on fmdigitallive.com. We had a very, very, very exciting show today. I'm excited about this because, ooh, y'all heard my song I just played? Because he is the truth. He is so real. We're going to be talking about men and some essentials for men's closets today. So welcome, everybody. Yeah, Janelle, my hair is in a ponytail, whatever. Oh, I knew she was going to be talking trash all weekend. I was like, okay, I'm going to do my hair. But shout out to my homeboy, Terrence, who had a Super Bowl party last night, and that's why I didn't do my hair. Because, I was hanging out with the boys. When I go hang out with the boys, I don't have to do that. The boys don't have them high expectations of me, right, Herb?
Actually, earlier today, they were talking about boys prefer to see women in jeans and sneakers.
See? And they hair in a ponytail. Wait a minute. Wait. Chuck Taylors. Got them chucks on today.
That looks good, though.
See? Thank you to all my fellas. I did comb it.
Into a ponytail.
Into this ponytail. I ain't gonna tell you what I did with that gray hair around my edges, but... So welcome everybody. I'm excited to be here with you guys today. Once again, I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Terrence Lanham. Terrence lives all the way in Grayson, Georgia, and I drove to Grayson to his Super Bowl party. I don't know, somewhere way, way far. And GPS was like, tomorrow you'll get there. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so we had a nice time. He has a beautiful home out there. So shout out to him and to his son, Lil Terrence. I gave Lil Terrence his first haircut. Lil Terrence is like 14 years old now. He didn't even know who I was. I was like, boy, I gave you your first haircut. He all grown up and all handsome. So shout out to all the guys that were talking trash last night with me. We had some good conversations. So that stimulated me to decide today to do a show about men and the essentials. And so we're going to talk about that. I love a well-dressed man, and all my girlfriends, I know they do too. So you guys, if you want to chat with me, how about you hit me up on my Facebook page and chat. Let's see if I can turn my chat on. On my Facebook page is Lisa Pope, Lisapope is my Facebook. Hopefully you're one of my friends on Facebook. If not, you better friend me real quick and get in on this conversation. So we're going to be talking about that today. And let me see, who else I want to give a shout out to? It was an exciting weekend this weekend. So much stuff going on. So the Super Bowl was actually hot. I actually made it to Terrence's out in Never Never Land just in time for the halftime show. And I don't know what all the buzz is about Beyonce and the negative, but I didn't find any fault with her performance last night. I was very, very, very pleased, and I thought it was incredible. So I don't know, I think that we were talking about that earlier. Sometimes we set a standard of perfection. People gonna keep looking to try to prove that she's not as good as she say she is. Oh, I do want to give a shout out. Oh, there go my girl. What's up, B? I love it. She killed it last night. Like, you can't even, I thought it was incredible. Everybody, has their opinions, but she definitely came with it last night. She is a beast, and she is a true entertainer. That's what she said she was born for. I thought she was a beast when she came through and did that interview when she met the press before the Super Bowl press day, and she came in and sung that national anthem and was like, any questions? I was like, that's a beast, and that's a boss chick. That's what you're supposed to do. When they talk trash, you show up and show them what you came for. And that's what she said she's born to do. And so I'm a believer, whatever. I'm a believer. Shout out to Joyce Littell. Joyce is in the studio with me today. Hey, Joyce.
Finally,
she's feeling better. Yay.
Well, last week it was jury duty.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They were saying that you was faking like you was on jury duty. You know that, right? Last week they was like, she faking. She faking. She ain't got no jury duty.
Janelle said she had diarrhea.
What did I show this morning, Herb? What did I show?
I saw it.
I showed the evidence.
I saw it on Facebook. That's why I knew before I even came in. I was like, no, she got jury duty this week. She on jury duty. She is serving, and hopefully, and I had a conversation with somebody about jury duty, and some people don't want to do it. I'm like, wouldn't you want a fair juror if you had to go to trial?
Yeah, I would, but I wouldn't want to be the one that have to wait on becoming that juror.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd be mad for the wait. You'd be mad on the wait. So
exactly.
Find a better way of getting us to the bench to help.
Rather than $6.
I know that's real. My sister was like, look here. I was about to say they pay you $25 a day, but you know that's one of our, you know, one of the things that we can do. So I see I got SBM Sunshine. I just confirmed you, so let's get in the chat room. Also got my homeboy Daryl Killian. Daryl, we talked about you the other week, and you missed the show. You need to go back and watch that episode when I told everybody that you were in love with Brandy. So ooh.
You were in love with Brandy.
They were talking trash about you, but I believe in your love for Brandy, and I'm excited that you are in love with Brandy because we all need somebody to love, and he is in love with Brandy. So whatever, Herb and Janelle. He's in love with Brandy. So shout out to Daryl. Daryl actually works. I can't remember the name of the station. But he works at the radio station. It's one of CBS radio stations. So he is one of my brothers that is always well-dressed. And I cut his hair. So shout out to Daryl. And we're going to talk about some essentials. And he's one of those brothers that got it together. But there are some brothers that I know that, they need some help. You know, I dated a few guys who, you know, I had some invitations to go some places. And I'm like, baby, why don't you, you know, we got plans to go to this event. And they ain't had nothing to wear. And I was like, how you a grown man and you don't have the basic things that you need in your closet? So, you know, that kind of struck me. And so that kind of spawned the topic for the show today. And so we're going to get right into it. I sent Herb some pictures and we're going to talk about some things. And so this is something that Forbes, I actually got this information. Well, this information I'm going to share with you today. I got my own personal views, too, that I'm going to add in here. But Forbes did have something that they, you know, some recommendations that they have for the essentials for a man's closet. And so I know that there are some fly brothers. And let me see if I don't know if I sent Herb these pictures, but you know, Puff is one of the people. I have to give it up to him. And, you know, I know Puff, and Puff is a very well-dressed man. He always is, you know, you can't even front Janelle. Come on. Janelle cannot stand you, Puff.
Thank you once again.
You need to make peace with some people in my world. But, you know, besides that, when it comes to his, you know, like, he fly all the time. I got to give it to him. Like, that's my brother, and he stay fresh. You stay fresh. And so I know that the standard that he sets may be a little high for the average brother. You know, the average brothers don't have that type of money. So Forbes actually I thought this is an incredible and a very affordable little situation that they had, that they put together for our brothers, and for not just our brothers, for men, period. Some essentials for their closet. So we're going to start with some khaki pants. Let's start with that picture. You got that, Herb? Which is something that's just an essential for men. And you know, nowadays the kids in school have to wear khakis. They, you know, because they're in uniform, because they shooting up and doing stuff at the school in in the 8th grade, and, you know, carrying on. So, you know, these are essentials, but these are one of the essentials that that Forbes has for the male's closet. And I think those pants were listed at like $29 is the price. It didn't really matter. I can't remember the name, and I have some of the stores or some of the brands that they have. Let's go to the next one, which is some Chuck Taylors, which is a classic look. And, you know, I got a whole bunch of sneakerheads. I know a lot of guys that are sneakerheads, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but you can't wear Jordans everywhere. And every now and again, if you get invited out to the yacht, you need some white soles on them shoes, okay? I don't know how many of y'all might get invited on the yacht, but just in case.
The Nikes might not be
just in case, you need to be prepared with that. So you need a white sole if you're gonna get on the yacht. So, you know, there's certain things that are necessary for that. And these are $45. This version of the Chuck Taylor is according to Forbes, is $45. Okay, let's see what else that we have. Some more essentials that we have for the men's closet. We have a pair of denim jeans too. And the one thing about these denim jeans is that it is necessary for you to have a dark wash. And, you know, there's, you know, True Religion and all these other very expensive brands of jeans. They have a lot of different washes that you have, that acid wash and so many different things. So this is just a basic dark wash, a dark blue jean, which is something that is essential for a man's closet. $68 is what Forbes has it for, $68. And these are from Abercrombie. Abercrombie. I can't get the word out.
Abercrombie.
Okay, yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. Though, where the guys don't wear no shirts on their ass. Maybe that's why I can't pronounce the name right now. You know, they got these jeans on, they ain't got no shirt on, and I just walk by just to see the advertisements sometimes. But yeah, so without all of the embellishments and those things, a basic pair of jeans is something that is kind of an essential for a man's closet.
How about them Calvin Klein underwear, that commercial? You ain't
Yeah.
nothing when that.
Them some essentials that
That body came.
Whoa, yeah. That I can't even express like what a pair of well-fitting underwear do for women, brothers, and clean underwear, men. I know some men who really don't even care. I do, who really, and you know, it's so funny that you say that because it has been said to me by somebody who was a little bit wiser and older than I was that men usually buy new underwear when they start dating somebody new. Is that true, Herb? Have you ever heard that before?
I ain't heard that.
Follow her, look kind of
You
suspect
never,
over
right.
here.
I don't know. I mean, I re-up on a regular basis, so I mean.
Okay, well, you might be one of those brothers, but there are some brothers who you know, who I know who have holes in their drawers, like, you know what I'm saying, who don't even care no more, and they just, you got holes in your drawers?
Not right now, but sometimes I got some.
Are those your favorites?
Nah, I'm just not. I'm not high maintenance in the area. I don't buy them unless it's a necessity.
But if you meet a girl, if you meet somebody new that you start dating, or you might,
if she interested in the hole in the back of my drawers, then
you wouldn't make sure that because women, we do, you know, my girlfriend, and I know this might sound crazy to y'all, but this is the truth. And my girlfriend Gwen, and when I say girlfriend, I use that loosely. She ain't my girlfriend like we dated, but she's my girlfriend because we've been friends since the 4th grade. And she used to work at JB White's, which is now Dillard's, but it used to be JB White's. So she used to work there in retail, and she always brought my bra and panties. Like every pair of bra and panties that I owned, she bought for me. And I tell people that, they're like, what? And I'm like, no, really, like that. I don't know. Maybe that was her thing. And I just.
That's my husband. I mean.
Your husband buys all your bra and panties?
No, he can't do that.
Oh.
I do his.
Oh,
my husband never goes into a store and purchases anything for him other than hygiene things.
Really? He just trusts you that much, huh, Joy?
From shoes to suits to t-shirts to
and I'm gonna tell you, I read on some blog site or some site that they said that if you let a woman do that, you're gonna turn into a Ken doll. Your husband is your Ken doll.
Not really, but when I first met him, if you had seen his look,
I understand.
I was gonna tell him why you buy.
I understand. Yeah, the reason for this show.
Now I have my brother, my blood brother, and my best friend's husband. I would never have to go into the store for them, or their women or wives would never have to go into the store for them
because they were self-sufficient.
They had it.
Okay.
But my husband, even if I'm not home and he's going somewhere with his coworkers or friends,
right?
He'll call and he'll say, "Babe,
really?
will this work?"
Now is he a country boy?
Yeah, and he's from Atlanta, but
well, I guess you could consider that country boy.
But he's never had the knack to put an outfit together.
That's so interesting.
You see, my parents were the opposite because my mother hated to go to the mall. She hated to go shopping. So my dad bought everything.
For your mother?
Yep.
Really? That's interesting.
Everything. Because she would,
see, my mama was fly and my daddy was fly, so they took care of it.
She was fly and she cared about her appearance. Right. And she would go in the store every now and then, pick her up something if she wanted something.
I got you.
But she hates shopping. She's always hated shopping.
I realized that because, you know, when she got ready to go do Jamal's wedding, I was the go-to person.
Yeah. Exactly. You were the go-to person. And my father was a shopaholic. And he loved clothes and he loved shoes. I mean, you figure back in the late 60s, early 70s, he wore a size 14 shoe. He had to order his shoes from Balance.
Right.
Once a year, he'd order like 6-7 pairs.
Right.
At that time, and they were very expensive. So he was a shopaholic. Wow. My mother didn't. She cared how she looked, but
she didn't have the knack for going to shop. And that's interesting because there, you know, and I have a friend, and I'm gonna shout him out a little later, who actually that's what he does. And so, you know, when we were coming up in the late 80s. You know, being a prep was the end look. You know, preps, you know, there wasn't the boys with the saggy jeans. And if you could find a picture of these saggy jeans, and I don't even know what to call this look, but I almost vomited one day. The other day when I saw this young guy who was he was in the restaurant. And I'm like, dude, like you in a restaurant with your pants, like sagging. And he's walking with his legs spread wide. I mean, yeah. He was a grown man, though. He was not like a 16, 18-year-old. Exactly. And he had a belt on. And he had the belt looped wide enough so that it fit over the widest, not even fit over the widest part of his hip. It was ridiculous. And I was like, I don't know where this trend came from, but I know that the brothers went, see, I don't get it. Like, conceptually, I don't understand even how it feels comfortable for you to wear your pants like that. And I have a fetish for butts. Like, I like men with booties, like, you know, not big girl booties, you know what I'm saying, not woman hips, but I do like a man with a nice
what
little...
they be doing, Joyce?
Sitting in them.
Sitting in them. Yeah.
That's Joyce's thing.
She said they be sitting in them. That's it. Okay, I'll take that. I love it. And you know, there's some brothers who don't have hips and don't have that. But this, a brother with a nice butt, I'm like, yo, like I can't even see what you're working with. I can't even, you know, so it's disturbing to me, to say the least. But yeah, so my girlfriend, she actually used to buy my bra and panties. And so for men, and see, Justin, he had a relapse to foolishness or somewhere, because I mean, it's not even fly. Like, are you kidding me? When you look at yourself from the side profile, you almost look retarded. Like, I know some people who have disfigured bodies and that's how they look, and not because they're not as a choice, but yeah. So we gonna encourage some brothers today. We're gonna encourage, you know, our males to play the part. I know that when the guys who wore the Wellington boots and LL Bean and they were polo down, they were fresh to death when we were going to school, and they cared a lot about the way that they looked. And I'm going to share something real quick with you that I found, and this was a part of called The Art of Manliness, and I thought that was nice. It's a book, some book I found on Google, but it's called The Art of Manliness, and it has something about how to build your wardrobe is a part of this book. And so one of the statements that was made, it said, our appearance speaks louder than words. Every day we pass by hundreds of people on the subway, in hallways, on the streets, and never say a word. Yet despite the lack of verbal communication, decisions are made as to the trustworthiness and the intentions of those around us. And I thought that was a powerful statement. And so it went on to say, doubt this? Try wearing a ski mask and a trench coat while gesturing wildly with your arms. In 15 minutes, in the 15 minutes you have before the police show up, take note that despite not saying a single word, your appearance sent a message. And so it has a lot to do, like the way that you look has a lot to do with the way that people perceive you or the way they receive you. And then it went on to say that a man's wardrobe, there are many things that he can't control. The weather, the economy, the fact that a college football player needs a playoff system, but the way that we present ourselves to strangers and new acquaintances, however, is not one of them. When you shake hands with a potential partner, and so that's us, men, they form an instant impression of you, which is not easily dislodged. First impressions are powerful because until you begin to speak, the only bits of information we have to make a snap decision is whether we like or to make a decision as to whether we like or trust someone. Countless communication studies have shown that men's visual appearance is initially more powerful than what he says. Ignore your wardrobe at your own risk. And so that was a powerful statement. And when I read it, I said, "Ooh, this says everything for me about what the intention is of this show today." And I know some fly brothers, and I know they're I got some that are going to be calling in that are going to be talking about that and who recognize this. But there are, I think, enough, an overflow, rather, of men who really don't get this, and that it's important for you to make a first impression. I know a lot of women who say the first thing they see when they look at a man is his shoes. And and it was interesting to me because for me, I look at their haircut. I guess because beauty is my business and that's what I do. The first thing I do is look at how well his face and his hair is groomed. And sometimes, you know, men, I found them to be over-groomed. I don't know if maybe you could pull up a shot of this new trend that we have of this, the Beijing hair dye on the hair. And you know,
James
to
Brown
all
from
my
TV last night.
yes, James Brown looked incredibly crazy.
He looked like a wax museum.
He looked, and
That's how Morris Chestnut looked and think like a man to me.
he did. He very well
looked like
did.
a
He very
crayon.
well did. And I'm like, I don't know where this trend came from, and I'm sure it came from men that are, you know, experiencing thinning or premature baldness or things like that. And so this became a way for them to camouflage that thinning, but it is an artificial and a very disturbing look, and us ladies don't like it
At all.
at all.
Oh,
We don't
Jermaine
like
Jackson.
it. Yeah, well, Jermaine, Jermaine, I can't even participate. But yeah, but it's become a common thing in the barbershops now that, you know, when they go to the barbershops, and I don't know if they're looking for perfection and precision when they're doing this to create this look, but we ladies don't like it. And so just to set the matter straight once and for all, because that's what we do on this show, Trade Secrets with Lisa Pope, we setting everything straight, and we don't like it. And so to all the barbers out there who, you know, make an extra, I don't know if you charge extra, I'm sure that you do, for doing this service, cut it out, okay? And when I see you at the Bonner Brothers show, no, it's not sprayed on. It's actually a mixture. It's a water-based henna color, right, and they paint it on, and I can't take it. Like, it is beyond. It's so artificial, and it almost looks like a cartoon character. It makes you look, and so I have, you know, quite a few of my homeboys, and here's me being honest and being straightforward with you. We don't like it, and it's not becoming, and it's not a good look. If you thinning, we don't have a problem with the bald brothers. We don't have a problem with brothers going bald. That becomes your plight. You know, we're okay with that. And so, just to set the matter straight. Yeah. See, I can't take it.
They be trying to save something.
Yeah, and I think that, and here's my thing. As a professional, I do understand that you can do that same technique and not use black. I mean, if they used a lighter color, if they used a brown or something that was more, then it may not look quite. I can't take it.
Because it look like glass.
I can't take it. And you know, you have the perfect hairline or the perfect line.
Men have a problem with letting go of their hair quicker than women.
They do.
And even as women begin to
women have a problem letting letting go of our hair thinning.
We let it go. I mean, we don't have as big a problem as men do of letting go.
Right.
We have issues with it. But men really have issues with it.
They do.
I started losing my hair. Let's cut it off. I mean, you know, let's cut it short and wear
let's compensate. Let's figure out
what's wrong and get it back. Men know it's not coming back. Yeah. And they started painting it. They started wearing wigs. They started doing dread weaves. Right. Spraying, taking pills.
Like with my husband, he's graying. He's good and gray, but he put a little whatever he uses in his brows.
Remember they used to do the Grisha
What? He put a little brow mascara like on the brow.
No,
I don't think mascara, but I think it's a little
pencil.
Y'all gonna make me go look in his cabinet so I can.
He hiding all them stickers.
Oh yeah. Okay. These are black, and his beard.
Is he gray? Is that because he's gray or he's thin?
He's gray.
Oh, I see. So
but
and I understand that.
It's white. And then all of it is
dark.
It's dark. I'm like,
my dad colored his hair for a very long time until probably the past 5 years ago. My dad, but he knew how to do it, and it looked natural, and it was very becoming on him. He did not look like James Brown from last night. Right. And so it wasn't this artificial look. But men, we don't like it. We don't like it. Like, we don't like it, and we don't like it. I don't know what else to say, but we don't like it. So we were talking about that and how women look at a man's shoes when they first see them. And so men, you know, having a fresh pair of hard bottoms is an absolute necessity for your closets. And we're gonna bring up, and this pair, I think these are a pair of Kohan that Forbes had listed, and these are but $198. You got that picture, Herb? You think that's a lot?
Oh, I was just speaking for my
on the bottom of your shoes, and they're well maintained.
But you know,
it's a pair of Kohans. That is
the newer generation don't understand that. Like,
to go and have your shoes to the shoe shop.
To the shoe shop, get them tapped, get them rehealed.
Right.
Instead of trying to buy a new
pair of shoes, because you buy this pair of shoes, it'll last you. They'll last you a very long time.
You're not wearing.
You know, because how often have you ever had your shoes shined?
Oh, I get my.
You get your shoe shine?
But I was raised by.
Okay, you was raised by a real woman.
I would get tapped, put on my shoes.
Okay. But the average young man does not understand conceptually that they throw away, you know, their Air Force Ones when they get dirty. They throw them in the garbage.
I think it had to do with the church clothes,
right?
And not having to wear church clothes
all the time.
That Jamal be mad at me, my son be mad at me because he put on church clothes,
right?
And
because you make him put on church clothes, or he opts to do that.
Well, he knows to do it now.
Okay.
I mean, he'll dress down if it's that day,
right?
But now when we go to weddings and things like that, he know to put on a dress pair of slacks, church clothes. He know, and his cousins, and it's a slew of them. His cousins will come in looking like they looked when they went to school.
Exactly.
Or just
and there's a clear distinction.
It's a big distinction. And I remember going to his young mothers, and I said, you are the ones that have to teach them the differences in the wear when they're going to various places.
And to give them that foundation, because I don't think they even own the things that they could wear. Sometimes they do want to dress, because I love doing weddings just to see men put on their tuxedo, honey, because when they show up dressed up, they feel some kind of way about themselves. Yes, it is amazing to me to see a man go and get dressed up for those few little hours, and they really become somebody different when they put on. And I love it, because there's a level of confidence that they have that is beyond. Sometimes it's a little too much, but
and I can see it, Lisa, in my son, because all the other cousins, they aren't getting the same compliment.
Exactly.
As soon as Jamal comes,
that's so nice. That chest poke out.
He can do away with his hair.
I love it.
I was just
he clean. I love it. See, give me a high five for that. That's love.
Part of the upbringing.
That's love. It really is. This is very rare, though, that you see a brother that even has this. And go back to that black shoe, Herb. Let me just talk about that black shoe for 1 second and show you how versatile this shoe is. And what this is, and the point that they made was that it's time to dump the square toe shoe. So that square toe shoe is something that is not really a easy thing to transcend into different outfits. But this shoe, it is the style is a slim pair. It's called a slim pair. So if you go in the shoe store, just know that that's kind of the look that you're looking for. It's a classic look. And when you wear that shoe, you can wear this with jeans, you can wear this with dress pants, you can wear this with a tuxedo. It's a very versatile shoe. So even though it's $198, and I'm sure you can find the shoe probably a little cheaper than that, but a quality shoe you need to invest in. And so when you see the versatility of being able to wear a shoe like this, it is an essential for a man's closet. And for young men, you can go and do the trendy thing, but if you don't have, if the trendy shoe is the only pair of shoes that you have, you're kind of pigeonholing yourself, and you're putting yourself in a situation where you're going to always look overdressed when you do get dressed up. But this is an appropriate shoe, and I agreed with Forbes about this look.
So, Lisa, then how do you handle the white man, black man look? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look like no white man,
And that's interesting, because I don't know... I look at men as a well-dressed man and a not well-dressed man. Now that hood dude, I see white dudes who dress like hood dudes, and I'm like, boo, whatever. Like it's the hood. It's not black or white. It's the hood,
But having dealt with that as an issue, a lot of them don't want to. That I have come encounter with didn't want to have that white boy look stigma.
Yeah.
It's like, white. Like
and I don't know if it's the era. You think it's
like
the time?
The button-down shirt.
Right.
But now it has flipped, because a lot of, like my son, wear a lot
of
polished looks. The Abercrombie.
Right.
The Hollisters, all of that.
Yeah, and I am praying for this trend to continue. That they, find these essentials and they feel good, because it does make them feel good. Exactly.
That was a white man.
Exactly. The Bucks were the shoes that we wore, the Oxfords back in the day that really, separated you, and it made a difference. In the way that you looked, and you behaved differently when you were dressed that way. And I think that it may curb some of the behaviors that we're experiencing too, when we kind of instill these. And I think it's a responsibility for us too that are influential women, because I will compliment you where compliments are due, that they feel good when they get those compliments. So we have to acknowledge. I saw a little young man yesterday at the Kingdom Hall, and he was cute. His little linen suit he had on, I was like, it ain't linen time, baby, but you cute. Like, you was cute. And I was like, I'm so proud. And he behaved in a very appropriate and well-mannered way, because he was very well dressed. And he was, maybe about 6 or 7. And so I think it's important to continue to encourage him, your son and his peers. And it may even take you taking them out shopping. Tell your mom to give you some money, and we'll go and we'll get you some looks.
I have to tell the story. My son was driving before he got his learner's permit, and it was he and I together. And there was a young lady that ran into him. And so, but because he didn't have his learner's permit, then we had to go to court. Oh. And so when we went to court, I told him, I said, put on dress slacks, put on a dress shirt, put on dress pants, shoes. And that was the first thing, because there were other young men as well as women that were in there in the juvenile court. And that was the first thing that the judge recognized.
Amazing.
And I said, see, I try to tell you, that is that first impression says a lot about what they think of you as a person and your character.
Right.
And I said, so give them the best person and character that you can give in these kinds of situations.
And they will give you the benefit of the doubt, just like that statement said.
He gave him. He taxed my butt for letting
Okay.
it drive. I was shocked.
But he encouraged him. Yeah.
Shocked too.
But he encouraged him, and I appreciate that.
And he did. And I said, Jamal, I said, look at how the first thing that he recognized was how well you were dressed and how well you spoke. I said, those were the first things that he recognized.
And brothers, young brothers, please understand that these young girls, they recognize when they see you flying fresh, because they thinking that you know, they give more credit to you than you would ever imagine. And it's been this trend, and I don't even know where it came from, Generation X or Y or Z or somebody. I don't know who it is that said that it was okay just to give up on the way that you looked, and just, you know, that, you know, part of the not grooming the hair and the locks, and my brother has locks, and his locks are beautiful. But there are some people I know who have locks that look like they're dreads, you know what I'm saying, that they just are unkept. And that unkept look has, you know, it has an effect on everything about you as a person. It does. And so let's go to that next. And another staple that a man needs to have is a white collared shirt. And when you look at this shirt, I want you guys to recognize and see that this shirt, and this is a shirt, a basic white shirt. It's not a button down. The collar, the tips on the collars are not buttoning. You know, button downs are fine too, but this is a necessary shirt for you to have, because this is something that you can wear, and it's a very versatile piece. And so it's just a crisp white shirt. Keep it in the dry cleaners. Make sure when you get them armpit stains, throw them in the trash can. It's okay. It's okay, because that happens. You know, just, you know, make sure that they're well maintained. And this shirt, Forbes has it for $79.50. $79.50 sounds a little pricey. And you can go to places like Ross or Burlington. They have shirts that are this same quality that are not that price, but that are necessary for you to have. This is something that you can put on in any given, you know, if you get that call and you need to go make a move, exactly. You have it, you know, and maybe get a couple of them if you can. And then there was another. Did I send you the one about how to properly fit your shirt?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at that one. So let's look at this diagram of how to properly fit your shirt. Let me see if I have it on here. And there's some things, there's some rules and some guidelines to how to properly fit a shirt. And there it is. Got it? That's okay. And so when you're looking to buy a collared shirt, I know sometimes we run in and, you know, some men don't feel like shopping. And so for all my girls out there, all my, you know, grown women who love well-dressed men, sometimes you may have to make these decisions for our men. And it's absolutely fine. And as long as you know, these are rules that, you know, that you can go by and make sure that they're very well fitted. Because I love a man cut up, but I love him well-dressed and covered as well. And so we're going to cover how to fit a shirt, and we're going to talk first about the shoulders of the shirt and where the seam should be. 1 second, we're gonna get it up, because you know, a lot of times you may find a look that you like, and you may find a shirt that you like, and sometimes buying things just off the rack, you may not get the proper fit. And so it's important that if you're going to pay $79 for a shirt, that it fits you and it fits you well. And it's something that you know, when it fits you well, it looks well. So here's a diagram. And so if you guys are watching this later, you're going to be watching it on YouTube, take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this picture, and, you know, just keep it with you. Or email me, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on my, I'm going to post this actually on Instagram as well. My Instagram is Lisa Pope, one word. And my Facebook is Oops Lisa Pope LLC. So make sure you follow me on there. We're going to keep this going with this show, Trade Secrets with Lisa Pope. I'm sharing everything that I know, and I'm not holding back, and it's exciting, and I'm enjoying it thus far. And so let's start with the shoulders. According to this diagram, and I thought this was perfect for, and I'm a stylist, so I understand these things conceptually, but the average consumer may not be able to discern this without this. So the seam should meet the corner of the shoulder bone, and so the seam that goes across from the neck to the edge of, it should meet the shoulder your shoulder bone. And so, you know, hopefully you know where your shoulder bone is. You can feel it if you collarbone, shoulder bone, that's that same little bone. Right. And then your collar, because we were looking at a guy, this comedian was on some show the other day, we were watching, and he had a shirt on, and the collar was so big, it would fit Takeo Spike's neck. And Takeo got a big old neck. I love Takeo. Hey, Takeo, we were hanging out after the Hawks game last week. But yeah, so the collar, you should be able to fit 2 fingers when the shirt is closed. So when you button that up at the top, you should be able to fit 2 fingers into that collar. And that's a comfortable fit on the collar of your shirt. And so now the armholes, and so that means the sleeves, where you're going to stick your sleeves in. And so that's that part that's going to, the seam that's going to join the bodice of your shirt to the sleeve. It needs to be high enough without causing restrictive movement. So basically you want to get it as close to the armpit as possible, but not, to the point that, if you move your arm, it's going to pop the seam on it. And so it's a comfortable length. So I've seen guys with shirts on that were too big, and the seams were almost down to the bottom of their rib cage. No, I have. And and when I see that, because people, they go into the store and they just grab, it looks good, that's the pattern they want or whatever, or, it's FUBU or whoever, Lulu, and, they just buy it. And so they don't really know. And so these are some guidelines. And so
people buy by the size of their neck.
They do, because usually they're measured like that. And so men's shirts come with a collar size and a sleeve size. So it may be like a 15 and the length of the sleeve. And that's how they make the purchase. But they have them, and if you look, they have them sized. So they may have a 15 with a 20-inch inseam, or, they have them with all those different sizes. Now, you may restrict yourself if you go into some place like Ross and they don't have necessarily that big a spectrum. But if you go into a fine men's store, and this is a good investment to make for you, it's worth it to do it, because the way that you'll look is going to be incredible. I mean, they have like Joseph A. Bank is a good store, because they do tailoring in their stores, and so stores like that will custom fit it if it's not properly fitting. Usually they have sales and they have things like that often. K&G maybe not. Men's Warehouse does that. They have and those are kind of really on the low end. They do, but you're not going to get that necessarily a custom fit. You know what I'm saying, from places like that, because they. Right, and the variety is limited. But going into a Neiman Marcus has those services that they provide, and that may be a little high end for some people to be able to, to have to go to Neiman or Saks, but they do have those services. So if it's something that you're willing to make the investment in, that, quality, that I say do it. It will be well worth it, I promise you, because I notice this every time I see a man, and it's something that I compliment. So I'm giving out compliments for free, everybody, after the show. Y'all take these this advice. And so now let's talk about the torso. Now the torso is a part of the is that bodice, that middle part where them abs, where the 6-pack might be. And we know we like them 6-packs, so we want y'all to frame those 6-packs well. And it said it should not give more than 3 to 4 inches of fabric when you pull it away from your body. So if you pull it out on the sides of that 6-pack, you should not get more than 3 to 4 inches on the sides when you pull it away from your body. And so that gives it a proper fit. And so oftentimes when you have a very nice custom tailored shirt, it will have a contoured fit there, and you can find one that will fit. Some of my brothers, y'all love these fine girls who all cut up and slim and whatever. Y'all need to get in the gym. I saw one of my homeboys the other day. I was like, "Are you pregnant?" And I know it probably hurt his feelings, and I was really joking with him, but I meant what I said. Like, I like well-kept brothers, and that means that they have to get in shape too. And so, let me see Herb over there hiding behind the computer. Herb say it's okay. He all right. But no, really. But we appreciate that, and we like to show our appreciation the same way men do women. So we have been going in so hard for the past couple of weeks on the sisters and their makeup, and shout out to my girl. Alexandria, that was here last week, and she posted the show actually on her Instagram page, which I appreciate that. And so she's showing love. But we went in on the girls, so now we're going in on the brothers. Like, y'all usually get a little sensitive when somebody starts talking about how y'all not quite there and ain't quite got it together. But it's out of love, and we want you to fare well. And so I got somebody actually that's about to call in. One of my brothers from Augusta. Let's see if let's see. I'm telling them to call again. And so then the sleeve. The sleeve is another thing that's very important. And so when you look at the sleeve of a shirt, it should end where the palm of your hand or the palm of your wrist is about an inch beyond the wrist bone. And so it should end where the palm meets your wrist. So where your palm meets your wrist, which is right here, right there at that bone. When you drop your arms down, if you can see from that diagram, you see where that the bottom of that sleeve meets the length of that shirt. And so that's one of the things that will gauge you also.
When your hand is down,
Exactly.
It should meet you,
It should meet.
it shouldn't be meeting.
Yeah, if it's up, you might need to roll them sleeves up. I know I've seen some brothers that might got a bad fit, but these are one of the things. And I've seen brothers who have their sleeves cuffed and it's blousing, basically blousing on the sides. And so we want to kind of avoid that. And so with the sleeves also, you don't want it to billow, and that's what that means. So if it's too long, that's what it's going to do. So you're going to get that width and a lot of excess fabric on the arm, and so you want to allow for a natural motion, it says in the sleeves, and so that makes a comfortable fit. You'll be comfortable, you'll look fantastic, and we're gonna give you a whole bunch of compliments. We're giving them away for free. Whole 2013, we complimenting all the fly brothers, I think we got a caller on the phone, and I think let me see who this is. Hi caller, this is Lisa. Welcome to FM Digital Live. This is Trade Secrets with Lisa Pope.
How you doing, Miss Lisa Pope?
I'm fantastic. Is this CP?
Yes, it is.
Hi, CP.
How you doing?
Shout out to my boy CP. Thanks for calling in.
I got to support you.
Of course.
You are doing a wonderful job.
I appreciate you. You know I love some handsome men. You know that, right?
Yes. You are the best.
Thank you, y'all. I just want to say real quick that I've been cutting hair, and so shout out to my clients that are watching, my male clients. Daryl, that I gave a shout out to earlier. It's 929, I think, is the name of the radio station. I think he texted me and said. But anyway, so that I just want everybody to know that CP is one of the baddest barbers in Augusta. So if y'all looking for a barber in Augusta, he's one of the baddest barbers in Augusta. And he taught me how to cut 20 years ago. So I'm a beast because of him. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So how do you like the show so far? You got any comments or thoughts about the looks that we've been talking about, or some of the essentials that men need to have?
Yeah. Well, fashion has been around a long time, and I think that we lost touch of it probably about like 6 years. Now it's coming back, right? And we need to keep up with it because age, people think that because you're older, you should just be where you are. I think you need to keep up with fashion.
Right.
For a man.
Right.
I think that's a plus. And I'm glad you were bringing it out because, exactly, I know you know what we're talking about. You know everything about fashion.
Well, thank you, CP. Yeah, I appreciate that. And you're absolutely right, CP. Now we came up in an era where guys would fly. And their intention, it was deliberate when they got dressed that was what they did. And it was, they dressed with a level of consciousness. Tell me what you thought about when you guys were getting dressed back in the Richmond, West Side, Butler days.
Well, you had to be on point because if you didn't, your clothes had to fit just right.
Right.
It wasn't no slack in your pants and all that, You really had to keep up with it. If you didn't, people would look at you different.
Right.
Now, these days, I guess fashion is what you make of it. But back then, everybody kept up with fashion back then. It was like, you had to be on point.
Right.
We kept up with it. We kept up with style.
And so
now,
So did you have in mind the women who were, or the girls who were going to be checking y'all out? Like, did you? Let me just ask you that, because I could assume what the thought process was, but I want to ask you: was it a situation where you were dressing for women, or were the guys dressing for each other? Because I know y'all always chin checked each other about y'all fly.
Right. Well, it was both.
Okay.
Really, we wanted the women to look at us because back then you didn't have a car.
Right.
We was coming up when it wasn't cars wasn't involved. So, you can catch a lady with a car now, but back then wasn't no cars involved. So we had to look good. So we had to stay fly.
That's an
fly
interesting
was for
point.
the ladies too.
That's a very interesting point that you made. I guess now there are some other superficial things that people have to impress. And they don't have themselves. They don't use themselves as a catalyst to impress or to persuade or to, give that first impression. They do kind of compensate with some other things, and that might be a interesting topic for us to discuss later.
Right, yes. Because once you go to if say for instance I'm going to a club, I can step out of a Rolls Royce any day, but you'll see it on the outside. So what I'm going to do to catch you on the inside?
Right. Right.
You know, when you don't see the picture of the car.
That's because they hang outside in the parking lot so you can see what car they got out of. Parking lot pimping. You know how they do.
Yeah, you're right.
He needs somebody to see what kind of car he got out of.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That's so true. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And that may have a lot to do with it, with conceptually, you know, why, you know, because, you know, back then we lived in decent houses, and so it wasn't a situation where, you know, you had to pretend to be somebody that you're not. It was a genuineness, and it was, you know, and you got dressed and you did that, you know, intentionally.
Right,
and that's so true. That's so true. And so, you know, we want to raise awareness again. And this show is you know, part of it is what I want to do is talk about everything beauty. We're going to discuss a whole lot of topics, you know, and this is just one of them. And we want to compliment our brothers who are holding it down, who are still stand-up men, and who are doing, you know, grown men things, and who are carrying themselves like grown men. And we appreciate that. And so we don't want, you know, them to be forgotten, even though they may not be driving Bentleys and whatever. You know, that's not really what a woman is looking for, you know what I'm saying, in that, you know, as well. But I think the education has been lost, because that generation that taught us, and your father was a fly dude, like your dad, honey, you know, he kept it
old school, right?
Okay, yeah, he kept himself fresh, and so yeah, and so with that, he taught you well. You know, he taught you and your brother well. Rest in peace to London. We love him. But
Appreciate
he taught you guys well. And so there was a standard that was set. And I think that the generation that came after kind of got lost. And so we need to pick up the ball, because I think we dropped the ball.
That's right. We'll do it. And with your help, that's going to be a plus.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you calling.
Lisa.
Thank you, CP. I appreciate you calling.
I had to.
And keep watching and keep supporting. Thank you. All right, darling. Love you.
Love you too.
All right.
Bye.
Do you think that the single women raising boys had a lot to do with the loss of the well-dressed man?
And I think so, because my brothers definitely looked at my father as their standard when they got dressed. You know, my dad was fly. You know, my dad did hair, but he wasn't a gay hairstylist, you know, which was, you know, very unusual. And so he was a stand-up, a manly man. He went to work dressed every day, even though he didn't have a corporate job. He was very well dressed. And it was something that my brothers definitely looked at, and they saw the reason to dress well. If my mother had to do it on her own, I don't know. Even though my mama did make my brothers a Michael Jackson shirt when they was when we were young, she used to sew. She taught me how to sew, and she made that you know, when the Michael Jackson shirt with all the buttons up the side, and my brothers had them shirts, you know, that my mom made. But they did get their directive, you know, and we also were, you know, we went to the Kingdom Hall every Sunday, and so you had to get dressed. You didn't come up in there looking any kind of way. So you had to have some church clothes, you know what I'm saying? And you came home and you came out of them, and they were valuable to you. Those were valuable pieces, because those were pieces mama might spend a little more money on what you gonna wear to church than what you are gonna, you know, have otherwise. And so I think that, you know, you're absolutely right. And I think that generation and our generation of single parenting has probably been a lot of what has caused, you know, us to kind of lose that. And it's so funny. I have to tell this story. I will never forget my girlfriends. Shout out to 3 Brown girls. Those are my homegirls. So Ebony, Electra, Kim Porter, and Nicole Cook Johnson used to do this event at Justin's called Lip Service. And so I worked the door for them when they were doing it. And so, you know, they would have little VIP clients that would come in. So Allen Iverson came in one day, and I knew in advance that he was going to be there. So I'm like, you know, they're like, you know, when Allen gets here, you know, he got da-da-da-da, like this is his table. So I'm like, okay. So I go, and when he comes in, there was a dress code. And there was a dress code that was strictly enforced for everybody. So, you know me, I don't care if you was Barack Obama. I'm like, no, this is a dress code, and I'm sorry. So Allen Iverson came in. I'm like, I'm sorry, Allen. Like, you can't come in. Like you don't have like a. And he was like, I don't wear suits for nobody. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, well, I'm sorry, like, you're not going to be able to come. And I stood at the door, and they was like, who is this girl? No, I did. You know I did, honey. And I was like, Allen, like, I like you and all, and I love you on the court. But it's necessary. Like, this is a very nice event. It's a very upscale event, and this is the atmosphere that we're creating here. So you know, of course, somebody done sent somebody to get somebody. And he's like, oh, no, he good. So everybody that was with Allen was underdressed. in t-shirts and jeans. Every single one of them. Even his old uncle that was with him, that's with him everywhere he goes, had on a t-shirt and some jeans. So it was probably either 8 or 12 of them. I can't remember how many that came in. So now you got this influence that's in the building. Oh, later on that night, next thing you know, some girl done cut another girl at the bar. You know, they done got in a fight. And I was like, Alan, come here. You the reason for this negative element. Yes, I did.
But
You know I did. He said he would not go to meet the president when they won the championship. He would not go because they required him to wear a suit to go to the White House, and he refused to go.
That was one of his big
where is
things.
he now?
Exactly, but that was one of his big
In a
things
suit somewhere.
in Philadelphia. He's actually going back overseas to play.
Yeah.
One of the teams here wanted him,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not going with the team here because they have rules.
Yeah.
And the rules say that when you're away, go
Yeah.
to a away team, which they
You
teach in high
have to
school.
wear. You
For high
have
school
to
sports,
wear.
when you get on that bus to go to an away game, you have to put on a tie and a collared shirt and some slacks.
Exactly.
And he refused to do that.
Honey, well, he refused to do it. And when them girls got in a fight over there, I said, Alan Iverson, you the reason these girls up in here fighting. He was like, he bust out laughing. He's talking about, y'all shouldn't let nobody come in here not dressed right. That's why y'all, you know, so we had this funny little, that's my funny little Alan Iverson moment. And I was like, Alan, because you look that way, everybody that's with you felt that they were going to dress that way too. And I could have, you know, he wouldn't send his homeboys out to get dressed. So it definitely created a different element in that environment. And, you know, I think he recognized it because we joked about it at the end of the night. But
we as people
it definitely was
emulate what we see.
Exactly.
So as children, if we see our mommy, that's why little girls get in their mother's makeup.
Exactly.
That's why
And put
they
their shoes on.
and walk around because they want to look. And when you are a male in a female home, you don't see that.
Right.
Unless you go to church, unless you go to the Boys and Girls Club or a community center.
Then he had them braids and them tattoos. That was to the 10th. That just took hood to the 10th power. At that point, it was, they got my girls, 3 brown girls in the building. That's Ebony, Kim Porter, and Nicole. Love you, girls. 3 brown girls in the building. So yeah, so they did a fantastic event, and unfortunately, you know, there were things like that kind of caused that. Well, besides the fact that Justin's is closed down now, but it was definitely, you know, one of those events, and we look forward to doing that. Like most people do, like to, you know, we want to dress up sometimes. We want to, you know, get our hard bottoms on and look a little, you know, prissy and grown and say.
Maybe you can have these.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. That's a thought. So fellas, we're giving you all these essentials, and I think we got maybe 2 or 3 more in these last couple of minutes that we're going to cover. One thing that you have to have, one is a suit. Now, you know you're going to have a suit. And so Forbes actually had a gray suit, was what they said was a necessity, was a basic gray suit. And I think this suit is very well fitted, but this is a tailored suit. This is, what'd you say?
They're going back to the 3-piece suit now?
Well, you know, because you can wear that 3-piece suit, you can wear the vest without the jacket, you can wear the jacket without the vest. You know, it gives you some versatility. So I think that it does. You could actually even wear that in a after 5 environment. So if you put that on with a bow tie, you can wear that same suit. And so, you know, it's a classic look. And if you get that one suit, you can kind of, you know, mix it up and do some things. And so it's worth the investment to get a very nice suit. And I think that this suit, $220, which I think is very inexpensive. This gray suit, it says it's Top Man is a name or the brand of it. Whatever the case, you can find a very nice tailored suit in a lot of the men's warehouses that they have too. That now I don't know about Steve Harvey suits. Now we ain't about to go there because I don't know. Steve Harvey don't have that fit that I like. You know, it's not. I'm gonna slap you, Janelle, in the Steve Harvey suit. Now, Steve Harvey, I do appreciate you for, you know, cleaning some brothers up, but, you know, we talked about costumes and we talked about everyday looks. I think that sometimes some of the Steve Harvey suits can kind of throw you in the range of costume. We talking classic. We talking classic and fly, and we talking you talking about black men in suits, because I don't know no white men in wear. I don't know no white men in wear Steve Harvey suits.
You ain't see the
I take that back. I have seen a few of his newer suits, you know, and let me not for Steve Harvey be calling and my mama be having my mom have to fight. So yeah, I can't participate. That other suit is a more appropriate and a more is a more flexible piece that you have.
Pink. You can get that in plain pink.
Why would you get plain pink when you can get pinstripe pink? And you can get the green, the turquoise, and tangerine. That's tangerine. That is not orange.
I bet you got the matching gators.
And he got the polka dot yellow and teal tie and pocket chip.
In his mind, he fly. He has on all his essentials.
We not participating. I ain't participating with you now.
I bet you his shirt.
See what I'm saying? If his collar get any wider, the rules gonna go out the window. You know. And unfortunately, like, this is, you know, and I can't knock a brother if this is all that you have and this is kind of your direct. But we're trying to curb the enthusiasm, you know, and give you something that you can go anywhere in. Because I don't know if you can go anywhere in these suits.
And
you know,
they go to church.
Yeah, you can go.
They go to the funeral. They can go to the club.
To the juke joint.
And then they can go to the comedy show. They can go to the comedy show.
I'm done.
I'm just saying.
Well, maybe those aren't
I'm trying to
mine.
help you out with your trade secrets.
Try to help me out with trade secrets. Don't be tapping in on my secrets, okay? She over here trying to infiltrate the trade secrets. These trade secrets with Lisa Pope, okay? Janelle over here, I'm gonna fight her. Like, me neither. Me neither. And I thank you so much for the creativity. And there's some things that are done for show. And there's some things that are done for you to go into a boardroom. Because I don't think that you going into the boardroom, Jay-Z is not going to wear this suit in the boardroom with these executives from the Brooklyn Nets, okay? So then there's also a jacket that we had. There's a standard jacket. And, see if you have that picture. No, the red jacket was not in. The orange with that looked like bang, 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 bang is not in either. But this is a classic, you know, a wardrobe staple to a blue blazer. This is actually a blue blazer that Forbes suggested, but I would say a black blazer would be something that would be effective in this here too. You can wear this with a pair of jeans. You can wear it with a collared shirt. You can wear
buttons down the front.
Yeah, not with the 7 buttons and with the.
Got no pleat down the back.
And I bet you see where the arms of this shirt meet the bottom of the hemline. Yeah, in the Steve Harvey suit, you're gonna add about 6 more inches onto the bottom of that hemline. It's called a zoot suit. No, it's called a zoot suit.
The hip.
To cover them hips. I'm done. I can't do it.
Cover the hips
but this coat is $149 is a jacket. I think it's a good investment. So mind you that this is the Forbes list, and so I am a very cost efficient shopper. So I'm not a personal shopper though, but I do know somebody. This jacket is a Jill Sandler. And so Jill Sandler actually can be found in various stores. I think Macy's carries this. Neiman Marcus carries this jacket.
Give the real trade secret. Where could they find that jacket?
Oh, otherwise, she was saying in the Lisa world where she can find it. On Lisa world.
Where can he find that jacket?
That's a whole nother show. I'm gonna do another show where you probably can find this jacket for $5 in the Trade Secrets Lisa world. That's gonna be another show that we're gonna do, Trade Secrets with Lisa Pope, because I do not shop retail. And that's my own little secret, and I'm going to share that secret. I don't mind. I'm going to do it on this show. That's what we're doing, Trade Secrets with Lisa Pope. And there's one last thing that is an absolute necessity for all grown men to have. And this is not a G-Shock. It's not necessarily a Rolex, because everybody can't afford a Rolex, but you need to have a watch. All grown men need to have a watch. And so, to my girls...
And they lose them, and they break
I understand that, and you need to get you another one. This right here is a Timex, and this Timex, and this is... from Forbes. Forbes has this Timex watch that's $40. So you may not be able to, if you can afford the Rolex, that's fine. And the suggestion is to stay away from gold unless you're over 50. Because gold can be a little bit, it's not as versatile as a silver with with black. Something simple and something that you can kind of wear with anything that you have. And so okay, and so gold all in my watch is not gonna be a part of this essentials, what's his name? Trinidad James cannot be a part of the Man Essentials today, okay? He's not a part of this show. He will not be a part of this show today. I like go all in my watch, but that's if you got 6 or 7 watches.
That's the image, but that's the image of what, unfortunately, that age group is getting.
Yeah.
Unless you have someone like yourself. Because I never heard I don't wear gold, but I never heard no gold unless you're over 50.
You never heard about it? Yeah, that's kind of.
So what's the 50 age? Like why?
Because older men, I'm gonna fight him. Gold all in his everything. He got gold in his everything and his nails long. And there was a girl that just followed me on Facebook. I think her name was Sunshine. I think it was. Hi Sunshine. But she said that she looks at a man's feet and his nails. So I don't know if Trinidad James is gonna pass your nail test with them nails. But Trinidad James is not, what he has on is not a part of the Men Essentials. The leopard print is not a necessary piece. Now, after you have built a substantially flavorful wardrobe, you might be able to get this leopard print, but I don't know where you're going to wear it except to bed at night. And so that's or unless you're Trinidad James.
Come on.
I mean, if you're Trinidad James and you got gold all in your grill, and you got a little dog that you're going to be carrying around, and you're not going anywhere. Because the whole video was shot in the hood. So,
in the parking lot.
If he had went, if he went anywhere else, I'm sure Trinidad would have had to change clothes, okay?
How was he dressed at the game when you saw him?
He was dressed in a blue lame shirt. He was in a blue lame shirt, and I'm about to bring it.
He had a gold watch
I couldn't even see all that past the blue lame shirt. He was in a blue lame shirt, and I never seen nothing like it in my life. So I just had to take a picture.
What kind of shoes did he have on?
I couldn't see none of that past the blue lame shirt. All I saw was a blue lame shirt. And
Probably
so
some sneakers.
I don't even know. But he had an almost white girl with him, so yeah, he had some little bushy haired girl, and I don't know who she is. I had to almost knock her down to get a picture with him. So so this is this has been it's 4:06. We're gonna wrap it up for today, and so I appreciate everybody that logged on today, and everybody that's gonna be watching this on YouTube. Make sure you like the show once you watch it on YouTube, and make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you leave a comment, any questions or thoughts, and we have a few more things actually that are in those essentials, but basically that was pretty much everything that we had covered. Let me tell you, after all of that was said and done, let me tell you how much it's going to cost you to get these basic essentials for your wardrobe. And this is based on Forbes perception. $861. Now, $861 may sound like a lot, but you have Christmas, y'all do a lot of gift giving, and there's so many things that you do, and you buy Jordans, and Jordans by $250, I believe. 2 pair of Jordans, you got a whole grown man wardrobe. You might have to sacrifice the same Jordans being repeated again, because it ain't nothing but the same Jordans, they bought them back again. That we bought again.
You kept them from the 80s.
Exactly. If you still got them fresh from the 80s, you're good. But yeah, so it's worth the investment, and we're gonna have a show, and I'm gonna share some of my trade secrets about how you actually can find these essentials and these things, and I probably could get this whole entourage, this whole set of items for probably less than $200, because that's what I do. That's what I do. But those are some more trade secrets that we're going to be sharing here on Trade Secrets with Lisa Pope. Follow me on Facebook. I am Oops Lisa Pope LLC is my Facebook page. Like my page. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is Lisa Pope, the number 1 word, WORD, Lisa Pope, 1 word. I'm gonna give a shout out to my girl Teresa Moore, who just shout out and said she loved the show. We love you too, Teresa. Thank you for chiming in and watching today. And also my Instagram is Lisa Pope, 1 word. We're gonna keep sharing our trade secrets with Lisa Pope each and every Monday at 3 o'clock. Y'all come back and join me. I'll see you next week.